Welcome everyone to Culture Report. Today we're going to talk about the top 10 KPIs, key performance indicators for real estate agents. Stay tuned, but first, before we get started, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, and share it with everyone who will benefit from this video. What is a KPI, you might ask yourself? Well, these are indicators that tell you if your business is going in an upward trajectory or if it's going down or if it's completely flat. So for real estate agents, it's no different. We always have to track what we're doing in order to see if we're doing better or worse than last year. Now, the first indicator we're going to talk about is your average sales price. Why is it important to know your average sale price? Because if you want to make more money, you have to kind of start tweaking things that are out of your control. So what a home sells for may not be in your control, but what type of listings you take is in your control. So if you're not making enough or you want to make more in this industry, you may want to start targeting higher listings, or you might want to start targeting more affluent buyers. If you're completely fine with what you're making, then at least you know what your average sale price is. Number 2 is your average commission per sale. This is also in line with the financial aspect of your KPIs. You want to know how much you take home per deal, because if you want to make X at the end of that year, you have to start doing a math problem. If you want to make $100,000 or $1 million at the end of the year, once you figure out what your average commission per transaction is, all you have to do is see how many homes you have to sell that year in order to make your goal for the year. Very simple. Next, number 3 is how many transactions you do per month by the month. Now, what I mean is, we all want to know how many transactions we do every single month, but real estate is seasonal, which means that in the spring and in the summer, you're going to have more transactions, and in the winter and during the holidays, you're going to have less transactions. So you don't want to just measure 1 month based off the last month. What you want to do is you want to compare months from the months of the prior year. So how many closings you did in February, you should be tracking against how many closings you did in February of last year. It's a really good way for you to keep track of how much more you did this year than the year before. Number 4, we're moving along now to prospecting. This is really important because you want to know how productive you are during your prospecting sessions. So you want to track how many phone calls you make to how many listings and appointments you get. That's important because now you know, on average, if you make 1 hour of phone calls, you get 2 listing appointments. Now you know exactly what to expect when you're going to make 2 hours of phone calls, or if you're going to do prospecting all week long. You can almost estimate how many appointments you'll be going on that week or the following week. The next part of that is figuring out how many listings you get out of all the listing appointments you go to. So that's another ratio that you have to also pay close attention to, because if your closing ratio is very low, then that means you may need some practice with your dialogue, or you may need practice with being a better closer or getting people off the fence. Number 5 is a very important statistic. How many days do your listings stay on market? When you go to a listing appointment, you're going to want to know this fact, because I guarantee you 99% of real estate agents don't have that information with them. If you track that very closely, you can impress your clients by telling them that your homes on average stay on there 28 days or maybe 17 days. And you want to compare that to what the average is on your marketplace. This is really going to show your client that you take the extra time to really measure your performance versus everyone else in the marketplace. While we're on the topic of listings, number 6 is your average sale price versus your list price. This is also very important because it will show your client what they will probably get for the home if they allow you to use your expertise in pricing the home. Now, granted, sometimes we take an overpriced listing because we just don't want to lose the opportunity, but it's our responsibility to educate our clients and let them know that the home will not sell, or it may stay on the market for a long time if they don't listen to you. Now, if you have a ratio that you can show them of how much your homes sell for versus what they are listed for, they are more likely to listen to you because your expertise and your past transactions have spoken for themselves. If the home is supposed to be valued at $500,000 and you have a 99 or a 98% sale price to list price, then your clients know they're going to get very close to that $500,000 asking price. They're probably going to be very happy with the outcome. Now, when you show them your ratios, it starts to become more predictable. Number 7, we're moving along to buyers now. Now, if you're advanced in real estate and you're not working with buyers as much anymore, but now you've taken on some buyers agents on your team, you're gonna wanna know this. The reason why is because you need to figure out if your team members need more help, or maybe just you need more help. You have to figure out what is the average of the number of homes I'm showing versus the number of offers we're making. If you have a team member, or if you're showing 20, 30, 40 homes and the buyer's not making any offers, there's something wrong there. Either the agent is not strong enough to get the buyer excited enough, or just the buyer is wasting your time. You have to figure out what is a normal amount of homes I need to show before an offer is made. And if there is a very big difference in what normally your ratio is, then you know there needs to be something done there. You either need to do that. Yeah. If you notice that there's a big difference there, then you need to start talking to your team member and let them know you need some dialogue training, or you need to move along to another client. Same thing goes for yourself. Number 8, we're still talking about buyers. How many offers do you make in a month's time or in a 6-month period? And how many offers actually get accepted? You need to know what this ratio is, because your offers may not be strong enough. Maybe you're not preparing your contracts in a way where the seller or the listing agent is taking you seriously. First of all, are you letting your buyers get their way and just make any offer without educating them or showing them comparables? This may be a reason why your offers are not getting accepted. Are you putting too many contingencies on the contract? Are you not being aggressive enough when there's a highest and best? These might all be indicators that are attributing to your offers not getting accepted. So if you have a very low ratio of offers getting accepted versus offers being made, you need to look at this KPI and see where you can make some adjustments. Moving along to number 9. Now, your offer has been accepted. Congratulations. But now starts all the hard work. How many of your offers actually make it to the closing table? This is something else that you really need to keep a close eye on, because if you're making a ton of offers but they don't close, there has to be something wrong with your process. You might need help. You might need a transaction coordinator, because as real estate agents, we juggle a lot of things throughout the day. So after our offers are accepted, we hope and we keep our fingers crossed that the attorneys are going to do their job, that the loan officer is going to do their job, and that everything is going to work out. But what happens a lot of times is that they're not being orchestrated in the same path, and the deals don't close. Or maybe the buyers get cold feet because you don't communicate with them enough. Or maybe the sellers, decide that your client is asking for too many things during a home inspection. There could be so many reasons. You need to figure out what point are your deals dying. Are they dying in attorney review? Is it taking too long? Or are they dying towards the end when they start to get cold feet? You need to figure this out, and you need to see how you can improve on that process as well. Lastly, number 10, how much new business are you getting versus repeat business from your past clients, or referral business from your past clients? Now, this is important because if we want to grow, we always have to make sure that there's a constant flow of new business coming in versus old business. Now, it's really nice to get a referral or to get a client to come back to you, and I'm not saying not to do that, but you always need to make sure you get those new buyers, new sellers into your pipeline. The reason why is because you never want to just relax, and you never want to think that your business is on autopilot, because when you do, that's when you start to lose market share, and that's when the people who are hungrier than you, that's when they start to take more of your pie. So always make sure that you keep a constant eye of how much business you're doing versus how much new business you're doing versus how much business you've already done with other people. And now let's dig a little deeper. When I was in production, I used to keep really good track of how many new listings I would get from prospecting versus how many listings I would get from referrals or repeat business. This was important to me because I wanted my new business to always outshine the old business that I was doing. And the reason why is this. Okay, so if you always think that business is going to come to you, is that any way to live your life? Are you going to feed your family and you're going to provide for your loved ones on the goodness and good-natured people giving you business back? I don't like to live my life like that. I like to know that every day I'm going to go out there and hunt and get new business and new clients. That's the way that you should think as well. Being in sales, you're never guaranteed that people are going to come back to you. It's nice when they do, and it's very gratifying because it shows that you did good work. but always make sure that you're in a mindset that you get new business as old business comes in the door. When you start to get a steady stream of both, you're going to be really happy. And that is digging deeper. We'd like to thank you for tuning into this Culture Report. And don't forget, if you want to join our real estate community, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Also, hit the notification bell so you can be alerted whenever we drop any new videos. And lastly, don't forget to comment and share. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.